Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we're doing your June 2024 tarot reading. So let's jump into it. Let's see what's on the horizon for you. All right, you have Dragonfly Spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Fellow travelers, support is all around you. And love, be free from all that holds you back. Okay, so Capricorn, this is almost like an epiphany that you're having, and it could happen. We have the new moon in Gemini. I think it's June 5th or 6th. The Dragonfly Spirit is the number 22. So that's a master number. And master numbers are really about some insight, wisdom that you are gaining about yourself or about the world, okay, that helps you to see clearly where there could be an illusion, right? Truth transcends illusion. So it's kind of like an illusion is something that appears to be the truth, but actually really isn't. And I feel like you're getting some type of insight about a truth you may have been telling yourself or telling others, but you're understanding that that's not really the truth. That what you have either been believing for a long time or I feel like it's a belief. You're transcending, you're seeing the truth of an illusion that you have been telling yourself. And you have these fellow travelers, love, okay? And it says, be free from all that holds you back. I feel like this is the energy, to be honest, that you have new people that are wanting to come onto your path. And for some of you, this could be a romantic partner. Somebody, though, that wants to come onto your path. And yet for a long time, you may have been telling yourself, right, that you don't want love in your life, or you've had enough heartbreak, so you're going in a different direction, or that there are other things that are more important to you. Okay, it could also be that there's a little bit of energy here of thinking that a love companion or partner in your life needs to bring a certain aspect or have a certain aspect to them in order for the relationship to work for you. In other words, having some type of an expectation of the relationship or the situation or the person, right? And now all of a sudden something, and I can't wait we're going to get to the tarot here, because it's kind of like you're seeing things in a different way. Okay, so it could be that maybe it could be even a truth about yourself. You could be thinking, I'm too old for love, or I'm too young for love, or a love hurts no matter, if you've been through some heartbreak, kind of like allowing yourself to see, you've been wearing a mask. Wow, this is such a healing energy. Look, you have healing light, kindred partnership, and joy. You also have the teacher card. I feel like this person, I do feel like it feels more like a new person, okay? Somebody's coming onto your path to help you to see yourself or to see love in a more truthful way. And sometimes our beliefs around love or relationships is tainted because of past experiences that we have had. This person is going to help you to see yourself in a different way so that you are more open to to a connection. Yeah, look, you have the devil, your energy, right? But it's kind of like your expectations. See, the Chariot is trying to go this way, but your expectations, that's what the devil card represents. Our expectations or our mindset, is not allowing you to have progress, victory in your relationship sector. It doesn't mean that all of your relationships are being affected this way, but I feel like especially if you have been looking for a deep soul connection with somebody else, especially in the romantic sector, this is the energy that you've blocked it. Okay, but it's kind of like allowing yourself to understand that the mask that you have been wearing, it's time to allow yourself to take that off. Yeah. So I feel like for some of you, you may have had third party situations in the past, right? And so you could have this illusion, okay, that, a little bit of an illusion here where you feel like people, especially romantic partners, okay, don't necessarily tell you the truth. Okay, because when we have third party situations, that means that people are kind of like keeping things from us, right? And so you've kind of acquired this energy perhaps of thinking that people, no matter if it's romance, friend, family, or career, that people are keeping secrets from you. I feel like you have this energy that people keep secrets, and therefore you don't want to take off your mask. In other words, what you're doing is, it's kind of really interesting, because what you're doing is literally mirroring. This is very spiritual. This dragonfly energy is very spiritual. So it's kind of like you're mirroring a little bit of the belief that you believe in, okay? That, let's say it is something about people keep secrets. People don't always tell you the truth. So what you're doing is you're attracting in people, or you're seeing this in other people, but the truth of the matter is that is how you're also showing up in the world. So just kind of like allowing yourself to sit with that, because especially romantic partners, all of our relationships, but especially romantic partners, mirror to us what we may want to heal, or there's a need to heal. And it's almost as if that's why I think this truth is coming out. You're seeing it either in a relationship that you have, and it could be any kind of relationship, once again. But what you're understanding is that you're seeing yourself in that person for the very first time. You're understanding, oh my goodness, like you could be even critical of a friend or a family member, saying, oh, they're so tainted by heartbreak that they won't open their heart to love, right? And then all of a sudden you have a revelation. It's like, oh my goodness, I am somewhat in that same energy. And this totally transforms how you are approaching your situations. Yeah, you're reassessing. This is an energy of reassessing. I think for some of you too, if you have been hurt in love and then you have spent a lot of time on your career, which is very, very common, right? We feel unworthy in love, and money is our sense of worthiness, how we value ourselves. So our relationship with money is our relationship with our own sense of worthiness. And I feel like in the past, you could have had a lot of difficulty, all right, attracting in people that mirrored to you that you weren't worthy enough for their love, right? Or so they were stepping out of the relationship, or they were keeping secrets from you. And so you may have taken on the energy of thinking that you weren't worthy of love, and therefore you put your time and energy into your career, or the need to feel like you had to have a pile of pentacles, right? But what you're understanding is that, well, that's not really true. My worthiness isn't based on how many pentacles I have or how hard I work. My worthiness for love is how much I love myself. It's not how much other people love me. It's how much I love myself. We can't attract in people that love us until we love ourselves. And that's exactly what you're doing. It's kind of like you're understanding that you've been blocking, right? Love in a way, because your own sense of worthiness, your own sense of how you love yourself has been diminished because of people that have been on your path. But understanding, okay, they were on your path to help you to really kind of connect to your own sense of worthiness, to connect into healing yourself and healing your sense of vulnerability and openness and joy in life. If you feel very drained because you have the consciousness of lack, if you're feeling very drained right now, and part of it is because you've allowed yourself to kind of like throw all your time and energy, especially into your career or into some some energy around perhaps either your material things or your investments or your money, okay? Asking yourself, okay, the question about what does that represent for you? Why is that important to you? And then also turning it around and asking yourself, how does that reflect on how I feel about myself? Okay? Really kind of looking at this, because your obstacle is you have, professional assistance. This is my kind of like my spiritual teacher card, my counselor card, really and truly allowing yourself to see, to perhaps seek somebody, a coach, a financial advisor, a counselor, somebody that can help you to see what is preventing you, right? And sometimes that just means we have to allow ourselves to talk it out with somebody, right? It doesn't mean that, you have to go deep with this. It's kind of like, I feel like you're having this aha moment where you're recognizing, wait a minute, I'm stopping my own happiness and joy by having this certain thinking pattern or mindset, belief about my own sense of worthiness. This is, truly allows you to move in a totally different way. Yeah, I think you're going within. There is this energy of seeing clearly. Especially if you've been single for a long time and maybe really didn't want to be, or said you didn't want to be, or maybe, you really, there is, you have the 9 of Wands here. It could be even 9 years. If you've had this struggle, if you've been on your own, even kind of like almost sequestered yourself, protecting your own heart, whether that's through family, friends, or romantic partners, right? Kind of like allowing the people in your life to kind of like be dwindled down, okay? Asking yourself how this is perhaps keeping you from expanding and being who you really and truly want to be. I feel like you're allowing something that that you're telling yourself is really, really important. Okay, once again, my career is super important. I'm trying to save up a lot of money, right? Whatever it is, right? I'm not saying that that's not important to you, okay? But it's kind of like you're putting all your time and energy into that as a diversion from what it is that you really and truly want to experience. It's the energy of wanting to experience, not third parties, but being with other people, having heart connections with other people, including romantic partners. But what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to resist that, right? Granted, because you probably have been heartbroken in the past. But it's time to allow yourself to say, you know what? At the end, at the end of a life, what is more important? Is it about how much money you have in the bank, or is it about the memories and the experiences that you have had with other people? I think you're reassessing. And, it's so funny. Jupiter just transited on May 25th into Gemini. Gemini is a very expansive energy of communicating, of connecting to other people, right? And I feel like that's what you're feeling you're missing in your life. You may be acquiring a pile of money, but you're understanding it's not warm and cozy to cuddle up with at the end of the day, right? It's kind of like, okay, I'm tired of being by myself. You're seeing clearly, I'm tired of being by myself. And really and truly allowing yourself to see the truth of why you are allowing yourself to continue kind of like putting your time and energy into something that isn't a connection, if that makes sense. Okay, it's just kind of like, I feel like part of it is that there's this whole new world awaiting, but you're allowing yourself to stay confined in this cage. And, honestly, I think a lot of you would probably, in the comments, you might be saying, but I have no choices. And this is the energy of letting you know, no, you do have choices. And maybe that's why you need the professional assistance. Is this a financial planner? Is this a career coach? Is this a life coach, right? Is this a dating coach? Whatever it is, it's kind of like, okay, wait a minute. You do have options, but you're allowing yourself to stay in this cage by yourself. But look at the cage. The top is open. That angel could stand up and get out of the cage if he chose to, right? And could go into this bright new world. But you're allowing yourself to stay stuck to some belief, right? And allowing yourself to say, why do I have this belief, especially about money or work or career? Why do I have this, right? And is it really true? Or am I saying it's true, but it's really an illusion to cover up, to mask my true feelings about my own worthiness or my own wants and wishes? Yeah, you have the Two of Cups. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this is a connection that you've had in the past, but I'm not saying that has to be. This could be reconnecting to a family member or a friend or a romantic partner from the past. It does not have to be, okay? It could be somebody new. But knowing intuitively that this person is available to you, the problem is that you're allowing yourself to stay stuck in this cage of saying, no, there's no options for me. I have all of these burdens, right? I have all these financial burdens. I have whatever you're feeling that is burdening you and that you can't expand your horizons. You're allowing yourself to say that is the truth. Here's the crux of this reading. That's not the truth. You have more options. You're just kind of like not, respectfully, Capricorn, you're not allowing yourself to see those other options. You're kind of like, nope, I know what I know, and that's the way it is. But what you know is not the truth. It's just an illusion that's preventing you from having the progress, the happiness, the joy that you are truly wanting and desiring in your life. It's kind of like they're saying gum smacked. I don't know what that means. It's kind of like one of those moments where you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, like I've got this backwards. It's almost like that. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, I have this so backwards. And it could be that maybe you go to some type of an event or something like that. You have a lot of fun. And you're like, why do I have this more in my life? And you start to realize that you've built up some walls to prevent that happiness and joy to coming into your life, because you're feeling that there's something, whatever you think is true, it's not necessarily true. It's an illusion. And allowing yourself to possibly see things in a different way. And that's why I feel like it could be behooven. That's it. Where these words are coming from. Behooven to you to seek out some kind of help so that you can see what the options are. Because there are options and you're just not allowing yourself to see them. Yeah, does my life have room for more pleasure or play, right? Yes, exactly. In what area of in what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work. Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? Yeah, Capricorn, it's kind of like you're allowing yourself to stay in this serious mode, right? Thinking, I have to sit here and toil and work on my pentacles day in and day out. And I'm not allowed to look. He doesn't look like he's having any fun, right? I'm not allowed to have fun. This is my burden. I'm going to carry all of these burdens for as long as I need to. But those burdens are also preventing you. Look, both of these, they have their heads down, just like the angel, right? It's kind of like lifting your head and allowing yourself to see other options. And I feel like for some of you, I really encourage you, if you're kind of resonating with this, kind of like asking yourself, who can I talk to that might be able to shine a light on this? Because I feel like you don't even know the truth. This would be like you sitting there and thinking that you only have blank dollars, okay? But you haven't opened your bank account, or you haven't talked to your accountant or your financial planner or whatever. It's kind of like you've got kind of stuck in this energy of thinking that you know the truth when you really and truly don't. I feel like you're missing a piece of information, but it's kind of like you don't, to be honest, I feel like you don't even want that piece of information, because if you had that piece of information, it would mean that what you are saying and how you are telling your story at this time would change. So it's kind of like not knowing how much money you may have in your investments or something, and toying away at, a job that's long and toxic and hard. And yet at the same time, you're saying, yes, I have to do this because I don't have enough money. I have to keep building up my pentacles. But the truth of the matter is that you don't know. You haven't allowed yourself to find the information out about how much money you really have, how much money you really need, right? It's kind of like, because if you have that information, you may actually say, wow, I can quit my job, or I can go do a job that doesn't pay as much, but that I truly enjoy. Or, oh, I could go on a vacation, right? It's kind of like that energy where when you find out the truth, it's almost kind of like, oh my goodness, I've been holding myself back. I feel like you might be a little bit like, oh my goodness, I've been holding on to these burdens. I've been keeping myself stuck because I didn't allow myself to get information that would change that storyline, right? Yeah, we all do that, Capricorn. We all do that. It's kind of like, because it kind of helps us to protect our own sense of who we are. This changes your life. Like literally, it changes. It transcends your life. It is an energy of transforming your life, because you're allowing yourself to see other options. You're allowing yourself to find the information that you don't really want to take a look at. Wow. Really a powerful energy here. And Capricorn, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light. I really do love you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for all your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.